Okay, gang, Nate is on the line. We are good to go. Leanne, we can open up for questions.
And as a reminder, if you would like to ask a question, please press *1 on your telephone keypad. And we'll take our first question from Damon Martin with MMAfighting.com.
Hey, Nate, thanks for taking the time. Let me start with the obvious question, which was the insanity last week. You released a statement saying you were dropping out of the fight. 24 hours later, you were exonerated by USADA. Can you kind of give me your perspective on how this whole thing played out, and were you happy with the end result?
All right, sir. Thanks. One more time, I'm sorry.
Obviously, last week was kind of insane. You put out the statement saying you were dropping out of the fight, and then 24 hours later, you get exonerated. Can you kind of give me your perspective on how this whole thing played out, and were you happy with the end result?
Yeah, no, I wasn't happy about any of it, actually. I think that it was all just a big old bunch of bullshit, so I just wanted to not be a part of the big old fucking secret. So I think the thing about people on steroids is that people on steroids don't talk about steroids out loud. And I'm like, if we're gonna have to get down to the point, let's get down to the point. I'm not gonna hold a secret and figure it out afterwards. We need to get this out the way because I got shit I gotta put my mind on. And if we gotta cancel the fight for that, that's what we're gonna have to do. But let's get that shit out the way because that's whack. So I think it was all. I thought it was all made up and a bunch of bullshit anyway. So. Yeah, it's behind, so now we can move on.
Yeah. How quickly, did they call you, and did you tell them right away you were back in the fight when they said you were cleared? How did that play out? Because they put out the statement, but we never heard from you as far as you officially being back in the fight, and were you happy with that in terms of jumping right back in, or kind of how was your mindset when they called you and said, hey, you're cleared and good to go?
Well, I knew I was clear and good to go anyway, so I was like, hey, fix it. It's fucking, you guys gonna make up the bullshit eventually, so let's just get it cleared the fuck up right now, and then, you guys clear it up, and I'm gonna be on fair ground. I ain't gonna be on, no, after the fight, this is why he won or lost type of shit. I ain't playing that shit, you know what I'm saying? So, it's gonna be on fair ground. People come to train in my gym all the time, and if we get training and they're looking tired and I'm fucking if they're looking all tired and worn out, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna train for a little while. You go get some water, rest up, and then we're gonna train. Because when I win the exchange of the training, I don't need no excuses. You know what I'm saying? I want to be on fair ground. So if you guys are playing me like there's any type of cheating or any bullshit going on, I'm gonna clear that up right now, or I'm not involved, because I don't want to have no excuses for winning or losing. I just want it to be a fair fight like it should be, and I've seen other people get in trouble for this type of thing before, and they keep a big old secret because they call me and they're like, let's keep this on the low, and we don't need anybody because we might ruin the show. I'm like, no, there is no fucking show if we're not gonna do it right. So let's make it happen right. And in a second, I tell them it's all of a sudden right, it's clear. So it's a big old it's kind of funny to me, the whole situation. So I'm gonna leave it behind me, and I'm done with all that shit now. But if they want to call me on that kind of shit again, we can test every day for the rest of my life, because I've been taking all the same shit I've been taking for the last five years and year and a half, and don't try to play me, because I ain't playing back.
At the end of the day, Nate, you have Jorge Masvidal coming up, 5 days away. How was your focus in terms of going through this? I mean, did you just stay in preparation? Did anything change in terms of your mental mindset going into the fight, or are you as ready as you've ever been?
Yeah, no, like I'm saying, they try to do this, they try to do that, and I'm like, all right, well then this is done. Clear it up, because if it's not clear, I quit right now. So they cleared it up, and it was just a little half a speed bump I wasn't even worried about. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's gonna be their loss if they fucking keep trying to play me. So it was like a half a second that I was fucking not even sweating.
Yeah. You've obviously been involved in big fights throughout your career, Nate, but do you feel like this was the perfect storm for a fight like this? You know, creating the BMF title, you know, calling out Jorge after you beat Anthony Pettis. Like, do you feel like this was just the perfect time and the perfect place for a fight of this magnitude?
I don't think it's ever going to be the perfect time or perfect place. It's just time when it's time. You know what I'm saying? When shit happens, it happens, I believe, and it's just what's happening.
Last question, Nate. What do you make of the BMF title? Is that something kind of cool to you? Do you kind of get a laugh out of that? Like, what did you think about literally a 50,000 title being created for the winner of this fight?
I was just thinking about what it was, and I spit it on the main stage because that's what it was, and I believe that everybody felt that because it's a real story, and then no one's even gonna think about it until you tell them, and that's what it is. You know, we used to watch me and my brother just as kids. He'll be showing me Royce Gracie taking out everybody in the UFC, and we'd be like, this is the baddest motherfucker right here. This is the baddest motherfucker, and then Mike Tyson whipping everybody's ass all over the place for years, and somebody says who's the best boxer? You're like, Mike Tyson's the baddest motherfucker. Who you think is? And then you got Hickson Gracie doing his thing in Japan, and the best one in the family. And then somebody's like, who's this? And you're like, that's the baddest motherfucker right there. So that's the best fighter there is. You know, pound for pound, the GOAT type of shit. And so that's how I felt about the whole fight game. That's why I ain't been around for 3 years. Because no one's even recognizing that or paying attention. So I'm like, well, I'm going to have to go tell them. And then, so when I tell them what's what, and then Jorge, on the other hand, is also, he's been around as long as me. He's been in real fights. He's been a real fighter and said who he is the whole time. And that's the baddest motherfucking shit that there is. So call it how I see it, and everybody else felt the same way. So that's what it is. You know, this is for the best fighter in the baddest motherfucker, man, the best fighter in the whole game. So, and you know, my brother's not in the game right now, so I'm gonna go and take over that position until he's back in.
Thanks, Nate.
Yeah.
And we'll take our next question from Mark Raimondi with ESPN.
Hey, Nate, thank you for doing this, man.
Yo, what's up?
When was the first time you heard from USADA about this whole thing? I know you tweeted on Thursday, but how much before that did they tell you what was going on?
You got it, Mark. Your crew came on. Hi, man. Thank you. Have a good one. Thank you. How long before I said something? That's what I'm saying, dude. I like a day before, and then first of all, it was a couple days before, and they were actually like 4 days before. And then they told me, and I started laughing, like, yeah, all right. And they're like, you got to stop taking all your supplements and doing that. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. I'm like, look, dude, on the real, I just took a recovery week. I just took it easy a little bit because I was overworking from the last fight, the Pettis fight. I just went straight to it. I was like, okay, guns blazing, we still going. I went home and got back on action before they even announced fight. I knew I could feel it was still on. I didn't know when or where. I took a few weeks where I was like at the beach and shit, but I was still working out. And then I was like, man, I need to take a recovery week. I'm working. So I took it easy. And then when they started telling me that, I was like, shit, if anything, motherfucker, I'm recovered. And I powered up. So I might be up, you know what I'm saying? I might be up on my testosterone or some shit. Who knows? I kind of laughed at it. Like, what? That's crazy. I didn't even ask details. They just said someone's positive. I was like, yeah, all I can think of is that I'm just harder because I took it easy. And so I did not stop taking any supplements. I did not stop doing anything that I do. I just kept on keeping on. I doubled up on supplements because I got all raw, all vegan, all garden life. I mean, all fucking just plant-based shit. And I just kept going, and the next test came in there, like, and I'm like, what's this one say? Like, laughing, and they're like, oh, this one you're, like, testing higher. I'm like, okay, you guys are fucking with me now. So, I kept doing what I was doing. I was like, they got to retest or check their shit. Something's wrong. So with their shit, and you guys over here trying to stress me out when I got to fight. This ain't fair grounds right here. This ain't fair ground for me. You're over here sweating me about this. So how about the fight fucking off, and let's let UFC and Masvidal and all these motherfuckers sweat because you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about talking about steroids. You know what I'm saying? If you're on steroids, you don't want to talk about steroids. I've been around motherfuckers on steroids, and you start talking about steroids, they start looking the other directions and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I test all year. You know what I'm saying?
And did you
as
have
a matter of fact, from here on, what's that?
Did you have to send USADA like your supplements that you were taking?
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna do that. I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna say? I'm like, there's too many supplements that I take. It's like, what you got my fucking probiotics and my vitamin C, fucking magnesium, acidophilus. Dude, it just going on for this. My protein. I'm like, take all this shit. You're gonna take a bunch. So they took in fucking whatever. Now they're coming back. Like, okay, you're good. I'm like, oh, I'm good now. This is all just made up. They had it out for my brother for a long time. You know what I'm saying? They had it out for me for a long time. That as soon as they could get me out, they could. As soon as they could get them out, they could. So I don't believe a second of any of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
you said
you're gonna put. Let's hear it.
You said last week in the tweet that someone told you to keep quiet and not say anything until after the fight. Who told you that?
That was the biggest thing. That was the biggest thing. Yeah, I'm not trying to throw nobody under the rug though like that. It was just a big secret, and it was shady, and it sounded like some shit that people on steroids are involved in. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't feel comfortable with that. So I'm like, let's just put it on the table then, because I'm not about to be. If you told me right now that I was going to test positive for some shit and I was going to freak out and go buck wild, then I don't even want to fight because it's not, you know, it's only cheating if you jump in under the influence of that shit, right? So I'm like, well, let's just say I did accidentally take some shit, which I didn't. Let's just say I did though. Well then, let's just fucking fight in a couple months when the shit wears off. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with that. I don't care if it ruined your show. You ain't ruined my whole legacy. You know, or my whole, you know what I'm saying? All I believe is that in the whole game is that, you know what I'm saying? I'm all natural. It's like if we was cavemen, I'd be the hardest caveman out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to strive for it. You got to do it all by yourself. You got to live on your own. You got to hunt your own food, and you got to get it all by yourself. I'm a soldier, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be over here taking no cheat shit. And I'm okay. On the real, they've been testing for years, and everybody I'm fighting. I mean, they've been cheating for years. Everybody I've been fighting on steroids. But I mean, most of the people. I don't want to diss everybody, but most of the people in the UFC, champion or not champion, they're all on fucking steroids, and they're gonna pass their test, and they know how to pass their test. I know because I know all the motherfuckers, so they all know how to pass their test. And I'm like, okay, well, when the weed thing was illegal and they're trying to suspend my brother, I'm like, dude, why don't they just fucking let everybody do steroids? Why don't we just have fair game? Everybody do all the drugs they want. Let's fucking fight. I'm still going to stick to my same nutrition plan.
Thanks,
That's
Nate. I
just
appreciate
my
it.
thoughts about that.
And we'll take our next question from Aaron Bronstetter with TSN.
Hey, Nate, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Nice to hear your voice. So when you found out about all of this information about the USADA thing, because you've been such an advocate for clean sport, did you think that there was some sort of frame job involved, that they were trying to make you look bad initially?
Of course.
Why do you think that they would do that with that kind of a big event like this at stake?
I think, I'm going to be, I shouldn't even get into the details, but every time after a fight, relationships change with the whole company. Every fight. You know what I'm saying? What if I win this fight? What if I win this fight? For one, I'm already the baddest motherfucker in the whole game. I made all this happen. So the title's already mine. And now what if I win this fight? They can't have a fucking real motherfucker like me owning the whole shit, being harder, because too many people going to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to bust nobody out, but I feel like they need some type of leverage over me to keep me from being the fucking king of the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? They have been the whole time. They loopholed me out. As soon as I fucking fought Conor the second time, which I didn't lose, they loopholed me out the whole situation. Like, I was just, are you going to fight your way back up? I'm like, nah. I'm still at the top. I'm going to stay at the top. I'll come back when I feel like it. And look what happens when I do.
So to clarify, because you know that if you win this fight, your stock is going to go through the roof, you thought that because they had this whole thing, you know, behind the scenes going on in terms of the drug test, that they would use that against you?
I don't know. I don't want to get that deep about it. I ain't taking no shot. I ain't trying against nobody, but I don't feel like anybody's ever been on my side in this shit. You know, as far as you know what I'm saying, I'm not the guy they ever wanted to be. So I don't know. It's confusing as hell to me, and it's hard to trust anyone in this.
Are you worried at all about the New York State Athletic Commission? I mean, they suspended TJ Dillashaw because he was obviously taking something that wasn't an accidental ingestion. But are you at all worried about that particular drug test, or are they testing your samples now to make sure that you're clear?
They've been testing me the whole time, and they're going to test me the whole time, and I never stopped taking any supplements. So I don't know how anything went up or down. You know what I'm saying? All my same supplements, not to mention, they stole like $500, $800 worth of supplements from me. I got all Whole Foods shit. It added up to a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just crazy. They took all that from me. I had to go buy all new vitamins. I'm over here flying over on a plane. I'm feeling like shit. I'm like, I need my vitamins. I get the Whole Foods, and then I get all new shit. And same shit's going in that's been in, and my test went down or up. I don't believe the test either, straight up. If the tests were reliable, then everybody on the roster would be suspended. Most everybody. I'm not singling anybody out, but you know what I'm saying? Like, let's fucking, you guys do all the steroids you want. I'm going to smoke all the weed I want, and let's get this fight thing cracking.
Did they pinpoint exactly what the supplement was and tell you which one exactly to stop using?
Yeah, but I don't believe them anyway. It's just a whole bunch of natural shit I use, and then fucking, I don't know, conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
One last thing I want to ask you. One of your training partners, AJ Agazarm, got into, I guess, a scuffle with another agent in MMA. Do you know what happened there?
No, I'm not aware of that. I don't know anything about that.
All right. Thanks, Nate. Have a good week.
All right, thanks.
And our next question comes from Nolan Kind with MMA Junkie.
Hey, Nate. How's it going, my man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for joining us. Throughout this whole call, you've made it clear, and throughout your whole career, that being a clean fighter is number one priority for you, is having that MO. And why is it that that's so important to you that you would, come out and try to clear the air beforehand and potentially risk, a fight that you're going to make millions? And why is that so important to you?
Yeah, because it ain't worth the millions if you're going to be cheating over it. You know what I'm saying? You got to sleep with that. You got to sleep with that. You know what I'm saying? And I know that what it was, that it was some bullshit. So I'm like, no, fix it. And if you don't fix it, then that's your bad. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And I have all the confidence in the world about that. And that's what I'm saying about the people on steroids and the people who keep it a secret with whoever's trying to keep it a secret. It's like, why is it a secret if it's not true? You know what I'm saying? So I think that whole keeping it a secret top to the fight shit is just for everybody to make money, and it's fucking cheating. So I'm not going to be a part of that. I was just out of the game for 3 years for the reason being that we ain't been on the same page or the same team. So why am I going to be on the same page and the same team about making a cheat and try to go down?
And obviously at the time, and maybe even a little bit now, you were frustrated with the whole situation. But do you feel like it's water under the bridge going forward, or do you still have a sour taste in your mouth from the whole thing?
No, I think it's funny that they all got busted for tripping. I don't give a fuck. It's all good. It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'd expect nothing less.
And my last question, Dana White has said that this BMF belt's going to be a one-time thing, that it's not going to be defended or anything like that. Going forward, do you think that this will be a belt that you would want to defend going forward, have some other matchups with potential other BMFs in the division?
It's already, we're already the baddest motherfuckers in the whole game, and everybody knows that, you know what I'm saying? And everybody I fight from here on forward is going to be the best motherfucking fight you're going to see out of all the rest of the fights that have been happening. And they always are and always have been. And they ain't promoted it themselves, so I got to promote it myself, and look where it goes. So that just makes sense. And one-off, let me tell you something, 170, 185, 205, 155, or BMF title. Everybody wants the BMF title. Nobody want to be, you know what I'm saying? If you had the option, what title would you fight for? This is the best fighter in the game right here, so that's the one I'm fighting for. And it don't matter if it's a belt or what. It's any time you fight me, it's going to be the best motherfucking fight you're going to see with the best motherfucking fighters.
Appreciate the time, Nate. Thanks.
Yeah.
And we'll take our next question from Justin Barrasso with Sports Illustrated.
Thanks for the chance to connect. What do you respect most about Masvidal? And, based off how successful he was in his last fight, obviously against a very different opponent, do you anticipate he'll attempt a quick knockout like he did in that fight as well against you?
Yeah, I expect it all. I figure he might try to run out and take me out. I figure it might understand that I'm not as fucking lame as that, and might kind of come a different route. But I'm expecting it all. He's a strategic fighter, been around forever, and he's got that. You're not just there because you're there. You're not around that long and fought these fights because you're just some lucky guy. So I'm expecting a hard fight, the best fighter I've ever fought.
And thank you. And you're going in with that approach too. I like that. I mean, I know the belt is new, right? The BMF title, but again, I think for anybody who's followed your career, there's only one guy who could go in with that title entering this fight. Do you feel extra responsibility to live up to that title, or you already know who you are and you know what you're capable of, and people will see that on Saturday?
I think it's already set in stone. I'm the baddest motherfucker, and he's the runner-up, and we're the guys.
Thank you.
And I'd like to turn things back over to Chris Costello for any additional or closing remarks.
Thanks, Leanne. I want to thank Nate and everyone for joining today's call. Safe travels to all, and we'll see everyone this week in New York.
And that does conclude today's conference. Thank you.